What's up guys, it's me Lestat. As you probably noticed, we have finally reached 500 subscribers on the channel. Yes! And so thanks to you guys. I wouldn't have made it without your incredible and endless support. And for that I feel the most thankful and motivated to keep bringing you new content for all of us to enjoy. Such as this very special video right here, my 50 facts about me video, so let's go! Okay, my real name is Diego Rivera. I'm from Montevideo, Uruguay. My birthday is on October 23rd and I turned 30 this year. My zodiac sign is a Scorpio, and you know what they say about us: stubborn, determined to success, and ultimately we are much more than we appear. My artistic name, Lestat was originated on 2011 and it comes from the Unrighteous Vampire Chronicles, taken from its main character, the sempiternal vampire Lestat of Lioncourt. The Vermondicht part was a little addition I made to craft my artistic identity. It would mean something like Lestat of Moonlight in German. My main instrument is the guitar, which I've been playing since I was 10 years old. I also play bass since 4 years now, keyboard and a little bit of violin. And I also can sing, or at least I try. I have 3 different musical projects. Crimson Soul is my doom metal solo project on which I play guitar and bass. After Dark, my alternative metal project on which I also do backing vocals. And Drop It Empire, my electro-god project on which I am the main singer and bassist. My favorite color is black. I also like red, blue and violet, but black remains on top of the rest. The first band that ever introduced me to rock and metal was Evanescence. I discovered them in 2007 with their song Call Me When You're Sober, and I've been a huge fan since then. Shortly after came Marilyn Manson and then Nightwish, and the rest is history. One of my dreams back in my teenage years was to have my own band and making music, playing it live. A dream that I could say was successfully fulfilled. Apart from metal, I enjoy every kind of music. I like rock, 80s music, electro, classical music, even some jazz and blues. So I can basically move from blasting some black metal to LACRIMOSA and from there to Coldplay, for example. Out of music, I dedicate myself to graphic design. I have in fact a graphic design account on Instagram, which is this one, though it's a bit inactive now due to being focused on my musical work. I'm also a writer. I started making stories since I was a child and made my first actual book-like stories when I was 13-14 years old. And I've been working on my first professional book since 2011, but again, the project is momentarily in standby due to my musical activity. And given this, I have the reading habit. My height is 175 meters. I have 2 dogs, Yansa, which is almost 10 years old, and Luna, with 2 years now. I had another dog whom I rescued from the street back in 2017 called Lita, and she was with me and my mom during 4 years before passing away in 2021, and she was such a kind and loving dog. I got into the music production world in an attempt to craft my own music the way I intended to sound like, with the tools, resources and knowledge that I can obtain with the growing experience. I attended many different live shows through the years. The first one was in 2010, it was an Epica concert. Fun fact, the opening band for them was Elixir, the band who will be my guitar teacher 1 year later. I like to cook. My favorite food is a triple tie between pizza, pasta and burgers. I'm actually an introverted person, being always kind of selective whom I could open up myself with. So this might surprise some of you considering how talkative I can be when I get into trust with people I appreciate and care about. I speak a total of 4 languages: Spanish, English, Italian and also German. I used to have long hair. There are some photos from 2016 on my Facebook that show how long I had it before being in need of cutting it short. I still miss it. Back in my school days, the kids used to bully me because of being a bit overweight. I'm still struggling with some weight issues, but I'm working on it. Before being fully into the artistic world, I used to play some video games. Some of my favorite titles were Quake 3 and especially 4, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Power of Chaos, the first 3 ones, Yu-Gi-Oh! Destiny, Kaiba the Revenge, and Joy the Passion. Regarding my reading habits, some of my favorite books are the Damron titles, such as Angels and Demons, Da Vinci's Code, The Lost Symbol, Inferno, Unrighteous Vampire Chronicles, and some fantasy titles like the entire Narnia and Eragon sagas, which I read long ago. I studied guitar for about 4 years before becoming self-taught with the practice of writing my own music. My first band was formed in 2014, whose name was Dystopia. We played some covers which we performed later that year, and after some changes that went on in the project, it became what today is Crimson Soul. I've also been part of other bands during those years. I was in an extreme metal band called Sinister Moon, then I was part of an alternative metal band which played Breaking Mention songs, and then another doom metal band. I like anime. My favorite shows are the entire Dragon Ball series, Yu-Gi-Oh! During the Duel Monsters era, that is before GX, and Death Note. Following the Yu-Gi-Oh! Thing, I used to make my own cards to play, besides of having collected a lot of actual ones which I still have somewhere. I also like movies. Some of my favorites will be the adaptations of Dan Brown's books, Anne Rice's Interview with the Vampire, Queen of the Damned, the whole Harry Potter saga, Pirates of the Caribbean, some classic horror movies, and also some superheroes ones, such as most of the MCU stuff, DC too, oh, and of course, the latest Dragon Ball Super movies. My favorite season of the year is winter. Yep, I'm actually in winter. In the future, I'd like to visit some countries like Sweden or Finland, but also certain cities like Berlin, Frankfurt, Munich in Germany, Rome or Florence in Italy, and also Vienna in Austria. I like drawing. When I have some time for it, I'm usually drawing some concept ideas for design, and shortly ago I used to make more artistic drawings. I also like some gambling like poker and table games like pool. This is something kinda related to the language thing, and it's that I have easiness for them. Back in high school we had English as a subject, and it was pretty much the only subject on which I was particularly good. For this reason I felt motivated back then to learn Italian and German, and I'd like to eventually learn some other languages like Swedish, Japanese or Russian, besides of perfecting what I already know of the other ones. I'm not a sporty person, but I do like to stay in motion by exercising. I like nature indeed. I believe in how the greenery has such a healing power on our energies. I had an emo phase back in my teenage years. This was me when I was 14-15. Please don't laugh. I have a favorite day of the week, which will be Saturdays and Sundays. I like paranormal stuff. I used to watch lots of videos and read stories about unsolved mysteries and disturbing facts linked to the unknown. I currently own 3 electric guitars, 2 Ibanez and 1 Jackson, a bass guitar, also Ibanez, and an electroacoustic guitar, besides of my violin. At some point of my life, I wanted to dedicate myself to being a chef. This of course before knowing that I will eventually choose art and design as my main profession. Also, I got quite interested in pursuing a psychology career besides of my fine art career. I'm still keeping an eye on it by the way. Again, with some of the things I wanted to do at some point of my life, I also had the idea of making my own video game. Needless to say, I got rid of the idea pretty quickly, so instead I just wrote different stories, video game script-like. I like ice cream a lot. My favorite flavor is mint and lemon. Okay, I know I said that I'm not quite a sporty person, but back when I was in school I used to make some swimming and karate. Also, I play some basketball too. I don't drink alcohol or smoke. I like rain. I believe in rain's inspirational power. You know, when you're just relaxing in your room, wanting to create something, and it's a cold, grey and rainy day outside. I'm a firm believer that such a weather can let your ideas flow like any other weather just couldn't. This one might sound a bit random, but I have certain connection with some hours of the day. Whether I'm working here or just going outside or whatever, it's happened to me a lot that I look at the clock always at the same hour, usually being 10 and 3 p.m, which is the hour I was born. And the last one, it has to do with this ring. You probably have seen it so far in my photos and videos. It was originally 2 rings. A silver ring that belonged to my grandmother and a gold ring with this onyx stone that was from my grandfather. They passed away many years ago, and back in 2018, after gathering some money, I decided to have this ring made from both, in order to honor their memory. So I always wear this ring as a way of keeping their memory alive within me. So, these were my 50 facts about me. I hope you guys enjoyed it and that it helped you to get to know me better as a way of celebrating this big milestone on the channel of 500 subscribers. So thank you so much for always being there supporting my work. I always like to think that this is not my channel but our channel, as we grow together, learn and inspire from each other in the healthiest and most nourishing way possible, as every community should be. You guys are amazing. Take care and see you in the next video.